My name's Matt Baker, and I am Snuff Cup. Shortly after high school, I went to trade school to learn how to work on power lines, and it was a 6-month accelerated program. I was fortunate enough when I graduated to get a job in my family's hometown. I worked for the local electric company for 7 years, and I was put on a good crew with good guys. They taught me a lot, and I got to develop a work ethic and be thrown into a man's world. Throughout my short career working in the trades, I come up with a crazy objective and a goal for myself, and that's what led me to wanting to come up with an invention idea and a cool creation. I used to leave my spit bottles in the floorboard of my truck, and you would open up the truck door and they'd just fall out on the ground everywhere. I used to leave them in my pants pockets and accidentally let them go through the washer, spitting into old bottles, cans. I don't know if anybody's ever took a swig of a nasty old spit bottle, but I've been through all that, and that's ultimately what led me to wanting to store my cans into a snuff cup so you didn't ever lose them again. I was lucky. I grew up in the generation with technology, so I used a notebook and I drew my idea out on a notebook, and I just used Google to build me the roadmap on how I brought it to life. I had a tractor, a bush hog, 7 cows, and about $2,000 when I first come up with this idea. And if you fast forward about 1.5 years of when I come up with it till I had my first order of snuff cups in my hand, it was pretty wild to see that I had snuff cups now, and I wanted to figure out how to sell them next. For a long period of time, I was still doing line work during the day. In the mornings and the afternoons, I was still working on our farm that we had, and I was working on Snuff Cup at night. I can't remember who told me to make a video, but I made a video when I got done checking cows and I got down to the gate. And when I made this video, I was super nervous, gun shy, whatever, but I posted that thing, and I think that's what changed my life. By 9:30 that night, we sold almost every Snuff Cup that I had, and I got to call off work the next day and take all day long to pack my orders and ship them. I was high on the world, and it felt amazing. I went ahead and sold my equipment, cows, and we took the money and plus the earnings, and we invested it all back into Snuff Cup. And I had a big downtime where I had to wait, and that's when content creation started for me. You know, to this day, I love to have fun with videos, and I've learned a lot. I've made over 1,000 videos. I mean, I might be approaching 2,000 videos by now, but a lot of videos started off in the farming department and the blue collar world, and I've just had a lot of fun with it. You know, I like to poke the bear and make some relatable content that maybe puts a smile on people's faces. Since we sold our first round of Snuff Cups, I knew that I wanted to make a community-driven product. I wanted to take all of my comments, feedback, suggestions from the people who support me and directly implement that into the business. I mean, every dollar I've ever had to my name is in this project, and we have now reached the V3, and it's the byproduct of you guys, and I'm so thankful for it so far. And I know I got a lot of room for growth. You know, we're going to keep on continuing to make some bad to the bone stuff for you guys. You know, when I started this small business, I thought it was going to be pretty easy and straightforward, and it's actually been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. There's so many elements that go into it that I've had no experience with, and I've just been learning as I go, just trying to keep a good head on my shoulders and, you know, work hard, learn all these things I have to learn. But it's been tough. It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. What's awesome about Snuff Cup is there's nothing else like it, and it truly is the top of the line in my bracket, top of the line product without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I've been full sending it for several years now, so if you guys want to hop on that train, man, you can go check us out sometime.